Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Hoops Empire. In today's video, we're going to be doing my plan for the Boston Celtics this offseason, including trades, free agent decisions, and a lingering question that I see all over Twitter: do they fire Brad Stevens? Before we start, I want to apologize for the lack of video consistency. I broke my computer and I wasn't able to produce the high quality videos I'd like to put out for you guys, and I didn't have enough money to buy a new one until now. There'll be a lot of video consistency now, I can guarantee that. Getting to the video, we're going to start with a recap of this season, along with my plans for the off-season. Some would call this season a disappointment, and some call it, overachieving at its finest. I am personally in the middle, but here's the breakdown. We saw the emergence of budding superstar Jayson Tatum. Jaylen Brown made a case for being an all-star after many thought he was being overpaid. Kemba Walker turned into the leader we needed, and Marcus Smart was a great shooter. The list goes on, and as you can see here, certain, air quotes, analysts thought we would be a first-round exit disappointment.
The Boston Celtics plan was Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Al Horford. That has turned into Jayson Tatum, Kemba Walker, Enes Kanter. That's a disaster. And you have to go up against Giannis. You have to go against Embiid and Horford. You have to go up against whomever Toronto brings back. You have no defensive answer. Those are facts.
I expected Kemba to be a big locker room difference, and the rest fell into place as I had hoped. In my opinion, as much as we overachieved in the eyes of preseason expectations, we could have been so much more. We had a legit shot to make the NBA Finals, and possibly even compete for a title against LeBron James and the Lakers. But we lost a series that we shouldn't have lost. Stevens was outcoached by Eric Spoelstra, and Jayson Tatum was a crunch time disaster. But to look on the bright side, Tatum had an extraordinary playoff run, averaging 25, 10, and 5 in the run that nearly led to a finals berth in his third year, and on the season as a whole, racking up his first All-Star game, making All-NBA third team, and being top 10 in MVP voting. But not to be overlooked is the progression of Jaylen Brown, who was our most consistent player in the playoffs, near 50-50 shooting splits on over 20 points per game. They were both outstanding. What worries me is the production of Kemba Walker and Gordon Hayward. They were both extremely underwhelming, and were getting exposed defensively. But on the season as a whole, I know this team will be in the running for championships for probably the next decade. We need to focus on improvement from here on out. First off, the question that is being asked all over Twitter: did the Celtics fire Brad Stevens? That answer to me is clear: no. Stevens has led us to 3 Eastern Conference Finals in 7 years, and while they have been disappointing losses, he's an extremely bright, young-minded coach with the potential to be one of the better coaches of this generation. It would be stupid to get rid of him. And for who? Ty Lue? Doc Rivers? No thanks. Now, the real fun begins. What roster changes do the Celtics make? Let's break it down. Gordon Hayward has a $34 million player option that he'd be stupid to decline. Brad Wanamaker is an unrestricted free agent, and Tatum is eligible for a supermax contract extension. I think the Celtics lock up Tatum immediately, as they should, and let Wanamaker walk, even though he's been a solid bench player for us. On the Hayward front, I think there will be a blockbuster deal, so to speak. Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers is the man the Celtics need to hold down the center spot. A true stretch 5 whose talent is being wasted alongside Domantas Sabonis. Hayward has been great for us, and will continue to be great for any team that he plays on, in the regular season at least. But in terms of team success, we need a solid two-way center. And as much as I love Daniel Tice, he's not that. He's not a starting caliber, two-way championship type center. We also need significant bench production, being one of the worst bench teams in the entire NBA. I think a bench could have been the difference between us being champions and us being the exits we were in the Eastern Conference Finals. A player the Celtics should definitely look into is Dennis Schroeder from the Oklahoma City Thunder. I have formulated a 3-team trade that I think is a win-win-win scenario. Boston would receive Miles Turner and Dennis Schroeder. Indiana would receive Gordon Hayward, Romeo Langford, and Boston's own first-round pick, and the Oklahoma City Thunder would receive Enes Kanter, Jeremy Lamb, and the 14th pick in the draft. Boston gets the center and the bench production they need. Indiana gets Hayward, who gave Boston 18, 5, and 5 as a 4th option on great shooting numbers, and the ability to work out a long-term contract with Hayward after this season, maybe a 4-year, $60 million deal or a 4-year, $70 million deal, and a draft pick. Oklahoma City gets 2 solid role players and a lottery pick. Again, a win-win-win scenario. And if we let Wanamaker walk, the Celtics could possibly have over $10 million in cap space on top of this to hopefully sign a player of a caliber like Joe Harris or Derek Favors or maybe even Andre Roberson if we're looking for more of a defensive-minded player. Other than that, this is a near perfect squad, factoring in that Tatum and Brown will have another offseason adding to their game. I fully expect Brown to be an all-star this coming year, and Tatum to cement himself as a top 10 player in this league. By this time next year, hopefully we can be calling the Boston Celtics the 2021 NBA champions. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know in the comment section what team I should break down their offseason next. But as usual, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, have a good one.